Double over double campsite bunks, easy access storage thanks to the rear door, big super slide with not only a U-dinette, but theater seating that's directly across from the TV. Folks, this is the 2021 Keystone Passport 268 VH. And let's jump right into it. So Passport did a lot of good things the last couple of years, at least in my opinion. One of them is they went to a fully walkable roof, and we'll see that when we go outside. From a maintenance standpoint, I think that was a huge plus. But on the interior, I think they did a really good job of not only brightening things up, but helping to modernize just the overall look. And part of that is with the countertops. You'll see that they have upgraded countertops, right? Rather than like a T-mold. The other one is the cabinets. If you take a look at the cabinets, a lot more modern cut than what they've had before. And in this floor plan, they really maximize the storage, which I think is fantastic. And we'll see that, again, just right here in the kitchen space alone. So with that countertop, I do want to mention they gave you a countertop extension in this floor plan. Now, because this is rounded, it's not huge. I don't know how much value you're actually gaining from this personally. I don't know how much I would use it. If you're watching, you're like, Ian, I would use that a ton. Please let me know in the comments section, kind of what you're using this space for. Because with the big drop, again, I just don't see myself using it a ton, but I could be wrong. Like I say, maybe you're watching it and you're like, that is exactly what I want. Now, for me, what is more important is this right here. The fact that you have sink top cover with your recessed sink, and the fact that you have a recessed cooktop cover with a recessed cooktop with the glass cover. So that's all usable prep space as well. And plus, you get this. And this right here, honestly, folks, is probably where I'm doing the majority of my prep. Boom, right here. Right? If I need to, if I'm not cooking anything, I can kind of bleed over into this space, a little bit of extra space here. If I need to set something off to the side, I do have the sink top cover. But, if I need to cut something up, boom, there it is, right? Like I say, I might just kind of put it over here if not using the cooktop cover, cutting everything up I need to right there. The other thing I like about it is you do get this additional space. So if you need like a coffee maker or anything like that, you can put it right back in that corner. Now, because they do have the upgraded countertops, you'll see that allows them to undermount that stainless steel bowl. Looks really sharp. It's nice and big, kind of that that farmhouse style where it's just one large bowl. Now, what I tell people is if for washing and rinsing dishes, you can buy like a plastic tub from like the dollar store that fits in one side, and it does make that a little bit easier if that is your primary concern. You'll also see the high-rise faucet, kind of an oil rub bronze fixture. I like that. Pull-out faucet head. And that makes it a lot easier to wash and rinse those dishes. With the sink top cover, folks, and this is one of those, kind of small tips, I always recommend using one side. That way one side stays looking nice so that, if you're using it as a cover and, you have guests over, you don't have a bunch of knife marks and everything else on that cover. Now, right up top, this is something that's a little more unique, and that's the fact that this is where they put the TV. And again, in this floor plan, I think it makes sense because as you'll see, directly across from the way is your theater seating. And this is something that's pretty tough to pull off in this floor plan. So I think that was actually a pretty good move. Next to that, naturally, is your microwave and hood right there. We talked about the cooktop, but take a look at all the storage underneath. This is something that I really haven't seen a lot of manufacturers do. A lot of times I put like one big door here, but I think this is way better. You can see the drawers. Now this one isn't super deep, right? It's kind of shallow, but you still get the drawer space there. Same thing here, but the fact that they gave you drawers, I absolutely love. And you can see, again, it is good usable space. It's definitely, you can definitely take advantage of that. You have your electrical outlet right there to the side. So as I mentioned, if you put a coffee maker right here, just boop, plug it in right there, and you're good to go. And this is something else that's kind of cool. So I'll open this up. You can see that there's storage right here, but more importantly is this, that it opens from the front too. So naturally, this is where I'm gonna put my trash can. The reason I like this is because I can throw all my trash right in here, and when I go to take it out, I can just reach it from right here, right? And it's a little bit closer to the door. So if I do have a messy trash can, I'm, dripping, you have like grease or whatever dripping out of the trash bag, it's not going through, the entire kitchen. It's just boom, right there to the outside. Another thing I do want to point out why we're right here is the courtesy light you have there. I like this for a couple reasons. One, it looks like some manufacturers finally listened to me gripe in all these videos about blue lights. And they went to a nice clean white light in here. So For a courtesy light, I really like that. It's a nice entrance light. You can shut everything else off, just have that one on, so when you're coming back after the campfire, it's just enough to see so you can walk through here and it's not blindingly bright. So I do enjoy that. Moving in a little bit further, I guess, another big change is this window. And I've been seeing more and more manufacturers do this. Rather than just having like a single small window over here and a big backsplash, they go to that big long one, which really helps let in a lot of natural light. Right up on the ceiling, a couple of quick things of note. One will be the fact they use wood going across instead of white strips. I think that just kind of adds a little bit to the aesthetic piece. You have the GE AC unit here, and this one does have a quick dump option, which I enjoy, and they uses the blade system. That's a new AC system from Keystone. Came out late last year, and late 2020 year, I should say. But the thing I really like about that system is that, one, it's going to be a lot quieter. So when they did their testing, they found that that blade system was actually about as quiet as the quiet cool AC systems they use. So that's like 30 to 35% quieter than most AC systems. The other thing that I really like about it is the fact that it does do a better job the way they kind of shape the ducting. It does a better job of forcing air through the RV, so it actually has more even cooling. It does a better job of pushing the air and helping to cool your RV down faster. So definitely an overall win with that AC system. Going back to the storage in the kitchen, sorry to kind of bounce around here. Just want to make sure we cover everything. Drawer space. I always talk about the fact you have to have a couple of drawers to make it functional, especially when you have a narrow drawer like this. If it would have been just one narrow drawer, I would have struggled with all my flatware, but you do have two drawers here, so you can make that work. Also, right underneath, some additional storage there. And underneath the oven, you can see you have big storage space there as well, which I like. The oven itself, drop that down so you can take a look. Decent size oven there. It is a Furion unit. The knobs, on Furion, they do light up blue. Maybe Furion will change to white. Maybe have that option. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But it is a good oven. It functions very well. And again, you have enough space there. If you need to put in like a casserole, pie, something like that, you can do it, no problem. Fridge freezer combo, plenty of size there. This one does run off both propane and electric, has automatic switchover. And then right next to here, this is something they changed up a little bit that I really like. And what you'll notice is they have the versatile storage here, but I just like what they have done. I mean, this is a huge storage space, right? And it is versatile for so many reasons. One, if you want to use all this as pantry, you can do that. If you want to use it for kids' clothes, you can do that too. And you'll see you have removable shelves right here that you can put in. Plus you have the hanging rod there, so you have all those options. And if you don't need this for pantry, if you want to use that for kids' clothes as well, or maybe some overflow clothes for you, or maybe just the bottom half is clothes and the top half is pantry, oh man, the world is your oyster. You can do that, no quarrels there. Right here in the back are your double over double bunks, 300-pound weight capacity on both of these folks, meaning that most adults can sleep up here too, not just children, which is awesome. Window both top and bottom, LED lights there as well. And then right here, you will see both electrical outlet and USB port. So whether you just need to charge a phone or if you need to hook up a CPAP machine or anything else, you have the capability to do it. And one of the things I love, again, when manufacturers do with double over double bunks is this right here. The fact that this does fold up, locks into place. You want to take this mattress off. You just throw it right up top here. That way this locks into place easier and you're not bending your mattress. But once this is locked up, you have all this extra storage, folks, and that is fantastic. You want to talk about some great space while traveling, being able to fit everything you need to take with you. That allows you to do that. Making our way back into the bathroom here, I'll take a quick seat on the toilet just to kind of show you space. I mean, no issues, right? Plenty of leg room, good shoulder space here. I have a window in the bathroom, which is something that's kind of rare. It might be a little slightly odd if you have the window open and you make eye contact with your neighbor, right? Don't see me. But that's no issue, so you can just block that off. But I do like the fact the window's there just because it does let in some natural light into a bathroom, and a lot of times this can be a little bit of a darker space. You'll also notice that you have the vent fan right over here, and they put a skylight up top. So that's, between all of that is the reason that there is so much light back here in the bathroom. It's 6 foot tall. If I'm standing underneath that skylight, I can stand up here, no issues. You also have the shower door that's kind of built in right here. You can see it kind of works like so. And then you just kind of push it out like that, and it winds right back up. The nice thing about that one is they call it mold resistant because they can't technically call it mold proof, right? Because under the right circumstances, eventually it can mold, but the chances are for the life you have the RV, you won't have to worry about it. You can put it up wet and everything else and you're good to go. Taking a look right down under there, you will see electrical outlet as well as additional USB ports. And the reason I like those there, one is if you have a vacuum, you can plug it into the electrical outlet. But two, if you have additional guests staying the night right here in this U-shaped dinette, because this does drop down into a large bed, kind of like we had in the bunks, you have plenty of places to plug in those electronics at night. Another thing I like they did is this. Boom! Look at the size of those drawers. For me, this is my favorite type of storage when we're talking underneath the dinette. Rather than a door that flips open where you still have to get down on your hands and knees, you have nice big drawers you can pull out there. You will also see that they got rid of carpet. A lot more manufacturers are doing that. They're going kind of like this nylon weave style, or some of them are even using like a linoleum in the slide, but most of them are fully going away from carpet. Passport here followed along. I think that was a great choice. And underneath the dinette, it is lit again with that nice clean white light. Next to that, as I mentioned, is our theater seating. Now this is a removable armrest, right? So you can just take it out if you so choose. You do have cup holders here, but with these removable armrests, I give you a little bit of caution. If it doesn't have a cap on it, I don't know that I'd rely on it too much, just because as you can see, it does wiggle a little bit. But for what, its main purpose, the armrest, this is really comfortable, and it's comfortable theater seating. It has a natural lean back to it already. So even without like putting my feet up or anything, I'm comfortably kicked back. And the reason that's important for me is because that TV is mounted a little bit higher. And so if I'm upright, I kind of have to do this with my neck, but because I'm already kind of laying back, it's just a natural shot up to that TV. So I think they actually chose really good theater seating here. Whether it was intentional or accidental, I don't know, but I do think it was an excellent choice. Last thing I want to touch on, folks, before we head outside is the bedroom. So as you come up here, you can see queen size bed right there in the center. Sorry, I kind of kicked the covers off here, but on both sides you have big nightstands. Now, a couple important things here. One of them is this. I love that they actually put a top on here. A lot of times it's just a thin panel. And so if you go to use this to kind of get in or out of bed, your hand will go right through it. But that's not the case here. You'll also see you have electrical outlets and USB ports in this bed as well. Wardrobe on both sides, storage all the way across the top. And if you take a look right up to the side here, you will also see right there is your TV hookup. Now, last thing I want to do is actually bring this slide room in for you, assuming my battery box doesn't die. But we're just going to take a look at the space, right, to see what we can get to and what we can't, because I know for a lot of people, that's something that's very important. If you need to, kind of pull off on the side of the road, you want to make sure that you can get to the fridge. You want to make sure that you can get to the bathroom. And I will tell you, with this floor plan, because, Passport's not the only one that makes this floor plan, right? There's definitely some other manufacturers out there. There will be differences. Like again, this front storage is one of those differences. This countertop is one of those differences. You'll see this countertop comes out quite a bit. Now, most of the time in this floor plan, you can access the fridge in the bathroom, at least to an extent. Right here, this is a tight squeeze, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, this is, for this particular layout, that is tight to get through. It's doable, but it's tight. Bedroom, of course, is no problem. Fridge, freezer, no issues there either. If I come back to the back, though, this one right here, you can see, folks, I'm not getting into the bathroom. This bathroom will be cut off. So if that is going to be a big deal to you, if you have to be able to get to the bathroom in the travel trailer, this may not be the floor plan for you. However, if that's not a big deal, if you just want to pop the slide open a little bit so the door opens, you're okay stopping at a rest stop, you like everything else this one has to offer, like the huge storage, theater seating across from the TV, then this definitely is a good one. But the amenities don't stop on the inside. Let's go take a look outside. And here on the outside of the 2021 Keystone Passport 268BH, starting right up front, this one does come with the power tongue jack, folks, and that certainly makes life a lot easier when connecting or disconnecting from your tow vehicle. A light on there as well. You also see right behind that are your two 20-pound propane tanks with the cover, rails for your battery disconnect right down here. You will see coming up the front, you have the diamond etched plating, help to protect that front end from rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. And right over to this side is solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy the portal panels, plug it in right there. It'll trickle charge your battery. You can see this one has a closed and heated and insulated underbelly. So that does help this one in kind of like your extended season camping. I definitely wouldn't call it a 4-season camper by any stretch, but if you're camping, you know, kind of a little bit later into the fall, early into the spring, if it's chilly like it is right now, kind of like mid 40s, this one right here will treat you very well. You also see right up top is your power awning. Just touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go right back in. Couple outside speakers here for you. Aluminum alloy wheels look absolutely beautiful. This one does have power stabilizer jacks, so you can just touch a button to drop those jacks down. One of the things I do want to show you right up front is the pass-through storage. So a couple things I really like about this. One, it has a magnetic catch. Two, it's actually slam latch. Big heavy duty doors. You have metal components here. It shuts the way that it should, but take a look at all that space you have in the pass-through, folks. That is huge pass-through storage, which in a lighter weight trailer oftentimes is harder to find. So I certainly appreciate they put that in there. And coming to the back is an outside kitchen. It's one of the great things about having bunks, right? It allows that big empty space underneath the bunk, and a lot of manufacturers try to put an outside kitchen in here, and that's exactly what they did, and I am glad for it. So fridge there, 2-burner cooktop, electrical outlet if you want water. The spray port's over to the side. You don't have a sink or anything out here, but it can definitely make do. As I mentioned, they went to a fully walkable roof, so you have the ladder, so that way you can climb up onto that fully walkable roof. Also, next to that, as I promised, is that entry door, so that way you can load up right here. Makes loading and unloading this RV an absolute breeze. Because you don't have the square tubular bumper, the tire is mounted right here, and it is still very easy to access, folks. Literally take off 2 nuts and that thing slides right off. I don't think you get a much easier space than right there. Last couple things I want to touch on is this guy. You have your 30-amp power inlet right there, as well as your black tank flush right up here. And then, let me see if this is unlocked. Let's take a look. Open this guy up. Haha! Then last thing I want to touch on, looks like the panel came off. We have to reattach that guy a little bit, but you will see here you have your multi-source signal controllers. Basically, that's where your satellite and cable go in. Your power stabilizer jack controls are there. You have hot and cold water access right up here to the outside, as well as your water connections, plus a little drip tray to make sure if the hose or anything's dripping, it's not getting in your pass-through. And folks, that, again, wraps this one up. This is a 2021 Keystone Passport 268BH. As I mentioned, if you really love this bunk model and this is the one for you and you want price and availability, that's great because we have a very easy way to get it. All you have to do is click on the link in that description. It will show you closest availability and price right online. That wraps it up for me, folks. Again, I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.